A personal AI assistant is an intelligent system that can respond to queries, set reminders, fetch information, control smart devices, and more. By integrating DeepSeek AI, we can create a powerful text based or voice enabled assistant that enables productivity. So, our Project 7 is all about personal AI assistant with DeepSeek AI. Now, why build a personal AI assistant? It handles daily tasks, automates reminders, calendar events, and weather updates. It provides instant answers, answers general knowledge questions, improves productivity, assists with notes, emails, and scheduling. Voice enabled, can be controlled using speech commands. Now, some of the common use cases include voice based command assistants like Siri, Google Assistant, reminder and scheduling assistants. We have news and weather update provider. We have email summarization and drafting assistants. And we have AI powered knowledge assistant for work or study. Let's talk about how a personal AI assistant works. The AI assistant will receive user input like text or voice command, identify the task, example checking weather, setting reminders, answering questions, fetch relevant information using AI and APIs, and return a response via text or voice. An example AI assistant conversation would look something like this: what's the weather like today in New York? And the response would be: today's weather in New York is 72 degrees with clear skies. Let's go into setting up the AI powered assistant. Let's build a Python script to interact with DeepSeek AI. Now, this will be a very simple project, but you can kind of extend it to quite a lot. The steps that will follow are same: install dependencies. Step 2 is create a Python script and run the script. Now, first, to install dependencies, I've already created a project 7 folder. In here, I'm going to say pip install request, which we already have. We have Gradio. This time, I'm going to install something called as speech recognition and py text to speech x3. That's what I'll need. I'm installing them. They've installed. Perfect. I've done this before, so already, so it was pretty quick. Next, I'm going to go ahead and clear it. And now let's go ahead and create a Python script. I'm going to go here and I'll say new file. I'll save this file as AI underscore assistant.py. And inside here, let's start first by importing import request. Next, import Gradio as gr. Next, I'm going to import speech recognition as SR, and then I'll import pyttsx3, which is Python text to speech x3. For next, I'm going to say DeepSeek API URL, Olama URL equal to, I'm going to use the same generate API. Next, I'm going to say text to speech engine equal to py text to speech x3 initialize. This will initialize my Python text to speech, which will convert my text that I get from DeepSeek into actual audio. So I'm going to go ahead and create a function AI assistant, and it will get text here as an argument. Next, I'm going to create my prompt, which will respond to this query as a personal AI assistant, and I'll pass the text there. For the payload, I'll say model DeepSeek R1, pass the prompt, stream equal to false. Response will be request.get Olama URL and the payload that we have here. Next step is if response.status equal to 200, I'll say AI response.json get whatever the response is, or else I'll say I'm sorry, I don't have an answer for that. Next, I'm going to go ahead and convert the text to speech. I'll say engine.say whatever the response is. Next, I'll say engine.run and wait. Next, I'll return the AI response. Else, I'll say return, sorry, I couldn't process your request if there was an error. Next, let's go ahead and look at how does a voice command function look like. I'm going to create a function here, listen command. I'll say recognizer equal to, this is the speech recognizer that we have, dot recognizer with sr.microphone as source. So this will pick up your microphone and say print listening. So you know that it's listening for your voice. Recognizer.adjust for ambient noise source. This will make sure that there's no ambient noise and make sure that it just listens to your audio. And I'll say audio equal to recognizer.listen to that particular source. I'll say try command equal to recognizer Google audio, print user command and return the command. Except these are exceptions that might happen here. I'll say unknown value error. Sorry, I couldn't understand that. Another one is request error. I'll say speech recognition service is unavailable. So this is how you might write a listen command functionality. Now I'm not going to use that, but I just wanted to be here so you can see it if you have to use it. Next, I'm going to say test AI assistant. If name equal to main, I'll say sample query. Tell me a fun fact about space. That's what I'm asking. I'm going to say fun fact about space. Next, I'm going to say print AI assistant response. And I'll say print AI assistant sample query. Perfect. So that's my entire application here. So this will run, it will call that AI assistant function, and it will pass that text to it and read out whatever response comes back. This time I will not have to read it, we'll hear it out. So let's go ahead here, make sure it's saved. Say Python AI underscore assistant.py. I'm going to run it. It's going to run and call that URL. And if you see, my Python audio file is opening up. I'm going to increase the volume so we can hear what response we get.
Thing. All right. So the user asked for a fun fact about space. I need to come up with something interesting and engaging. First, what are some popular topics in space? Black holes, comets, space travel, maybe something that's both surprising and educational. I remember hearing about Oumuamua, an object that visited Earth before. It was mysterious because it was moving fast and didn't look like a spacecraft or comet. Wait, wasn't there evidence that it might have been from outside the solar system? That seems intriguing enough for a fun fact. I should check if this is accurate to ensure I'm not spreading misinformation. Yes, Oumuamua was discovered in 2017 and has been studied for its unusual trajectory and composition. That makes it perfect for sharing as a fun fact because it's unexpected and sparks curiosity about the origins of such objects. Think. A fun fact about space is that the object known as Oumuamua, which traveled through our solar system in 2017, was observed by astronomers. It passed Earth at an incredible speed of over 24 miles per second, about 38,640 kilometers per hour, and appeared to be neither a comet nor an asteroid but something entirely mysterious. Its trajectory suggested it might have originated from outside the solar system, which has led scientists to hypothesize about its possible origins, perhaps even extraterrestrial in origin.
And there you go. So we have our solution. It gave me this printed here, but also it read it out to me, which was pretty impressive. So that's how you can create an AI assistant over here. Now, next step is kind of converting that into a web app for the AI assistant. So let's go ahead. Let's build a Gradio web interface where users can type or speak commands. So I'm going to say modify first the AI assistant.py. Next, I'm going to run that web app. So I'm going to go back here. Comment this out as usual and then go here and start writing my code here for this. So create Gradio interface. Here I'll create the interface gr.interface, and again I'll say AI assistant input equal to gr.textbox lines equal to 3, ask anything. Output is text, title equal to AI powered personal assistant, description, type a query or use voice commands to interact with the assistant, and I'll say live equal to true. So it can listen, it can kind of be live for us. Next, to launch the app, I'll say if name equal to main, I'll say interface dot launch. So that's perfect. So that's our application. Now to run this application again, I'm going to go here, clear it out, run this one more time. I'm going to open a browser, open a new tab here, go back to my terminal here, copy this, paste it here, and to this I'll probably ask the same question, which was, where was that question? I'll said here, commented it, tell me fun fact about space. I'll go here, add that, and it's sending now, and it will receive and it'll give me the data back based on the question that I've asked.
Think. Okay, so I need to come up with a fun fact about space. Let's see, what do I know about space? Well, it's really vast and full of interesting things. I've heard there are...
I'm going to cut it short. I'm going to quit this, force quit, and then make sure that it doesn't keep on going, because here is what it's going to read. Fun fact, a disintegrating comet fragment might become visible as a shooting star if it enters Earth's atmosphere after breaking away near our orbit. Something totally new, even though the question was same, of course, because it's AI and it gives us different answers every time. So I hope you were able to follow along and get this thing out. I killed the application, so that's why it's not working anymore. But again, as you can see, you can enter a question or you can speak out here and then it will give you an answer back. So that's perfect. So that brings us to enhancing the AI assistant. The The next thing that we can do is we can expand the functionality. The assistant can perform additional tasks like checking the weather using APIs. You can set that. You can set reminders. You can send emails. You can modify the assistant code. I'm going to close this, go back here. Assistant code where we have the prompt, more like I'm going to write this prompt here, where I can say act as a personal AI assistant if the user asks for weather, fetch data, otherwise respond naturally to the text that is there. So something like that. Simple as that can give you weather API or weather data. Next thing that you can do is you can do voice control with wake words. To activate the assistant with a wake word, you can say, "Hey AI, continuously listen to the commands and give responses to that." So I can write a small snippets here, something like this, where it will say while true, which means this application is constantly running. Command is equal to listen command, so this will call this function to listen, and every time you say hey AI in the it in command dot lower, it will convert that into lowercase. It's a response equal to AI assistant command and print response. So it's going to listen to your voice and then uh, kind of ask you the next questions. So that's how you can have voice control with wake words. Next is multi-language support. Again, you can always say that in the prompt, you can kind of say for here, can say, let's make sure that this is commented, prompt respond in the language that is passed along with here. So this is another way of having multi-language support, where it will talk in the language that you have specified there. So that brings us to our final topic, which is deploying the AI assistant as an API. It's a similar steps that we've done, where we'll be installing the fast API and creating our app. So let's go ahead here. I'm going to go ahead, and if you remember, we need pip install fast API and uvcon. So I'll add those. So that's installed. Next step, I'm going to go here and I'll create a new file, save it as app.py, and inside here I'll start with importing fast API from fast API. Next, I'll import request. I'll create the app and initialize it by calling fast API. Olama URL is localhost 11434 API generate. Next, to create the endpoint, to create the assistant, I'll say app.post assistant. I'll say function AI assistant, text and string, payload equal to model, DeepSeek R1, prompt AI assistant response will be text, and stream false. Next, I'll say response equal to request.post, Olama URL, and the payload that we have. Next, I'm going to say return response.json. Just convert the response into JSON and get me the JSON variable, or it will say no answer available. So let's go ahead and run this using this command. Now make sure it's saved. Go back here, run it, and it's running on this particular location. I can go to here and try to see in Postman slash what was our API endpoint assistant post, and here it needs text, and I'll say how is the weather in Atlanta? Send. So again, this will probably call the DeepSeek AI and then give us the response back here. It's not gonna read it out, but inside the application that you're running, you can actually add that. It says that as of my last update in July 2024, I don't have real-time access. So it's not updated since July 2024. So it doesn't have real-time data, which means we'll have to integrate it with an API. It says simply enter Atlanta zip code to get detailed information on temperature, humidity, wind. So it says that you can get this information from places, but it doesn't have access to it, which means we'll have to give it access to an API, but it does give me a good idea of how it should work. So I hope you were able to follow along and implement this. If you had any questions or had any problems implementing this, let me know in the messages and I'll get back to you. And just to summarize what we did today in this video, we built a working AI powered personal assistant. We enabled text and voice based interaction. We created a web app for user-friendly interaction, and finally we expanded functionality with wake words and API integration. I hope it was helpful. Our next video will be AI legal assistant, which will draft contracts and legal documents.